Yo, what is going on, everybody? Welcome back to Sports Now with Darius Aiden. I am Darius Adams, and that is Aiden Munson. And thank you for joining us here for yet another edition of our NFL playoff coverage. Today's matchup, we're covering the Miami Dolphins traveling to Arrowhead Stadium to take on Patrick Mahomes and that struggling Kansas City offense in the wild card round in the AFC. Aiden, Tyreek Hill's return to Arrowhead facing his former team, the Kansas City Chiefs. But Aiden, both of these teams have been struggling as of late. Aiden, we all know the struggles surrounding that Kansas City offense. And we just saw the Miami Dolphins sell the division in the season finale versus the Buffalo Bills. So Aiden, what is your predictions and your picks for this matchup?
Um, Man, I really wanted to pick the Dolphins, man, because the Dolphins had a really strong, really great season.
Yeah.
But I just, and it pains me to say it because I love this player. I just ain't got enough trust in Tua right now, man. I just don't. After what I saw, I just don't have enough trust in Tua. Um, I like some parts of this Chief defense. I especially like Chris Jones,
Yeah.
right? And sometimes, not sometimes. We just saw it. Tua can't handle the pressure. Can't handle the pressure. I can't confidently pick the Dolphins, knowing that Tua can't handle some of that pressure. And I like the Dolphins because you know why? Because they got my boy. They got Jalen Ramsey. They got that defense. They got Tyreek Hill. I like this Dolphins team, but I cannot doubt this Chiefs team, even though this is one of the weakest Chiefs teams that we've seen in recent years. Right now, with what I just saw from the Dolphins and from Tua, I'm going Chiefs 20-14, right? Really close game. Like maybe even a touchdown could win this game. That's why I say 20-14. I definitely think the Dolphins have a solid chance of winning this game, but it all depends on Tua, man. Tua got to step up, and I just ain't got the faith in him right now for what I just saw. So I got to go Chiefs 20-14.
Aiden, give me Dolphins 17-14. I do agree with you that this will be a low scoring game, especially considering the weather conditions and the environment at Arrowhead Stadium. This will not be a big time game for these wide receivers for either team, right? There are just too many negatives for me to pick Kansas City this year. We touched on it. We talked about Kadarius Toney. We talked about Marquez Valdez-Scantling and that struggling Chiefs offense. I mean, the only couple of bright sides I see from this Chiefs offense throughout the entirety of the season have been obviously Mahomes considering the circumstances, Kelsey balling out once again as usual, and also Isaiah Pacheco. Those are the only three guys who I've really enjoyed watching this season on that Chiefs offense. But aside that, it's just been complete negatives. And for that Dolphins team, I think they're coming for vengeance. I think they're coming for revenge, especially considering how that season finale went versus Buffalo on Sunday night. They got to get their get back, and if even though it's not against Buffalo, they got to find a way to galvanize the troops and rally up together and make something shake. This is a legacy game for Tua
Mm-hmm.
Tagovailoa. It is, and if Tua does not deliver on I believe what was that Saturday afternoon, the
Yeah.
Dolphins will reconsider their future at the quarterback position going forward. If Tua does not win this game, it may be his last game as a Miami Dolphin. It's time for him
Right.
to step up, and it's his time to do what's right. Get the ball to Tyreek Hill and win this game. It's on him. It's not on anybody else. It's on Tua
Mm-hmm.
Tagovailoa. It's on him. Saturday afternoon, Aiden. That Chiefs defense, man. It's
Mm-hmm.
been long out this season. We talked about Chris Jones getting his incentive in that Week 18 season finale versus the Chargers. How confident do you feel about that defense being able to contain Tyreek Hill and the speedy Miami offense?
I feel pretty good about this defense. I feel like this defense is solid everywhere, not necessarily elite in a lot of positions, but it's solid everywhere. I feel like the Chiefs had tried to take kind of the New England approach, where okay, we can have good players here, here, and here, and then we can, not sort of pay other players as long as we have these certain players, and then put players in these positions. But it backfired with them on offense because you have no receivers, right? The defense has to take the majority of the toll of this Chiefs team, right? The defense has literally been their identity this year. This Chiefs defense is the reason that they have won that division. and it's the reason that they're in contention at all. And I have a lot of faith in them, and I think that the reason Chris Jones is getting all these incentives and stuff like that is because they didn't want to pay Chris Jones. They didn't want to pay Chris Jones' money, so he got it. Hey, he got it one way or another, man, and I'm happy for him. I'm real happy for him. I think this is a solid Chiefs defense. That it's solid around. I don't think there's necessarily elite in certain areas. Like it doesn't necessarily have an elite secondary. It doesn't necessarily have to have an elite linebacker core. It's got some elite players, elite player on that D line, one of the best players in the league on the D line. But I think it's a solid defense.
I say this in a joking way, man. That Chiefs defense should get some type of MVP consideration, right? I mean, they deserve like a presidential medal of freedom or something. The way they have been carrying the load for this Chiefs team the entire season, and they've dealt with offensive struggles. They've dealt with drop passes. They've dealt with just a failure to perform from an offensive standpoint for the Chiefs, and they've done their job and they've done it at an elite level here. And you got to give props to Chris Jones, like you mentioned. We have to give credit where credit is due.
Mm-hmm.
That entire Chiefs defense deserves some praise, some type of credit for the job they have done this season. But I think it ends this
Mm.
weekend. They will
Well,
not be
Taylor,
able to contain. Yeah,
I have the most important question here. Will Taylor Swift be attending this game?
yeah,
Will Taylor?
probably. And
Mm,
that won't change the result. She's still gonna lose to me because even though she's been there, I mean, still gonna
nah,
lose.
no, no, no. I'm saying, will she be there? Because I'm just saying, if I get one more, if I see one more mid game post of her and Brittany Mahomes talking in the press box, I'm gonna lose my mind. I'm really gonna lose my mind. Y'all not focused on the damn game, bro.
You,
Half the people there ain't even here to watch football. They're here to see her ass on the fucking camera,
you know they gotta get their clicks in, but Aiden,
bro. Mm.
with this Chiefs defense, they won't be able to contain Tyreek Hill, and if Jalen Waddle and Raheem Mostert play as well, they won't be able to neutralize and stop this Dolphins offense. I do believe that this will be a low scoring game, but as far as explosive plays and like big time throws are concerned, they won't be able to weather the storm versus a speedy Miami team. They faced them earlier in the season, I believe, in the international games, I believe, and these were just two entirely different teams, right? Two entirely different teams, and with this Dolphins team, so much pressure on them. There's more pressure on the Dolphins than the Chiefs, in my opinion. It's time for Tua to step up. And at the end of the day, I do believe the Dolphins will go on to win this game Saturday afternoon, 17-14. And I do believe that the Dolphins will advance to the divisional round of the AFC playoffs.
Mm. Hey, and I feel differently. I'm taking the Chiefs here, man. I don't think Tua. You know what? I want Tua to prove me wrong because I'm a Tua supporter. You know, if you go back to our old draft videos, who did I speak most highly of in that draft class? Tua Tagovailoa and Justin Herbert.
Yeah.
And Justin Herbert's proven me right every single time he steps on the football field. I need Tua to prove me right too.
Well,
So yeah.
Aiden, there are a lot of expectations and a lot of anticipation going into this wild card matchup. Once again, Dolphins going to Arrowhead to face the Kansas City Chiefs Saturday afternoon in the NFL wild card playoffs. And this has been Sports Now with Aiden. I'm Darius Sims. That's Aiden Munson. And we will see you on the next episode of Sports Now, your home for all NFL playoff coverage throughout this postseason run. See you next episode. Until then, guys. Peace.